Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another FHA Gaming video. And today we are looking at this video made by JMA about rating Wings of Fire friendships like Quinter, Kibblin Winter, Luna and Blue. So yeah, let's watch.
Okay, you guys know the drill by now. Last month I asked a boatload of people to rate their favorite
Oh my
friendships.
god, 1,300? Jesus.
If you want your vote to rank some friendships. So, because there are so many friendships in the series, I had to be really strict with which ones I allowed in the video, which meant if two characters were in a canon relationship, they weren't friends. So, they're not on the list. But with that out of the way, we begin with some characters who definitely were friends, even though Starflight did his best to change that for a little while. The Dragonettes of Destiny. I debated doing all the individual pairings for these five, but there were just too many, so I made them one big blob, and I'm so happy to tell you that the Dragonettes of Destiny finally get the appreciation they deserve and make their way into S tier. I feel like they have been consistently underrated.
Yeah, I would put them in S tier as well because they're like so cute. Yeah.
Except Glory in every tier list I've ever made, so I'm just so happy to see them finally in the spotlight, grabbing that big.
Hey, Glory's not been underrated. People love the fandom loves Glory. Like the fan base.
Okay. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Blister and Maros here, the Sandboard duo.
Lower than B.
Together absolutely ruined the continent for like 20 years. Blister started the war, and Maros here made sure it kept going. But despite all the wonderful times that they schemed and murdered together, their friendship didn't even reach B tier. It officially ended up in D. But there aren't that many friendships that sunk that low, so I didn't want to take up any extra space with their tomfoolery. Back to the good ones, we have Tamarin and Kinkajou, one of the first genuine friendships outside the Dragonettes of Destiny that was introduced. They take the first
Kinkajou's a purple tone.
I think they pair really well together. And
yeah, Kinkajou, it's so cute.
When we do, it's usually a treat. Now, for our next Kinkajou friendship, Kinkajou is friends with everyone, and I think it really shows because even though I was very selective with what friendships made it into this list, she still shows up like 3 times. But our
this thing is tall.
It's a mother-daughter dynamic, or maybe like a big and little sister sort of thing, but they do have some really scenes together, so I think they earned their spot in A. And Glory's
my god, I dropped it, dang it.
Or Jambu, or
something. Fine.
Jambu's over-the-top silly demeanor contrasts nicely with Glory's sarcastic, serious one, and he really does help her out quite a bit in Book 3. Ultimately, they ended up in B tier, which is to say, not bad. Sunny and Fate Speaker are next. These two are so interesting for so many reasons, and if you want to see more detailed analysis of that, I have a video on it, but I just personally love the idea of there being 2 Sunnies in the world, and I also love their introduction to each other. Fate Speaker is getting all jealous about how Starflight talks to Sunny, but then Sunny is just herself, and they immediately become good friends. What a fun friendship. Well, anyway, they get B tier as well, placing just below Glory and Jambu. Oh, and would you look at that, Kinkajou shows up yet again, this time with Moon. What a fun duo these two are. Kinkajou's rambunctious friendliness matches up so nicely with Moon's reserved kindness, and as they become more comfortable with one another, their friendship only gets better. I wish we'd seen more of them, to be honest, because they were a lot of fun. And I think you all agreed because they took a place in A tier. Next up is
Kinter, oh my, S+. That is the best.
They're so funny together. I mean, of course, Kibble with anyone is a great time, but there's just something about Winter.
Wait. I want to see that. Oh my god, that's... Why does Winter look like a girl? Does he not look like a girl? Anyways, continue the fucking video.
This is a friendship I love to see.
Yeah, it's probably the best.
I mean, of course, Kibble with anyone is a great time, but there's just something about Winter's stuck-up but slightly oblivious attitude.
Yeah. So I actually dropped my NASA Apollo 5, that giant rocket that I built just today. So nothing really happened. It was just like some of the pieces just came off and then just split into each stages. But anyway, so FaceP and Sunny I'll put like B, maybe B minus. Jump and Glory, I'll put an A minus. Glory and Kinkajou, same. Tamara and Kinkajou, same.
The two that make these two combined so very, very well. Now, I know Tricky Talon disagrees with me on this one, and he raises good points. There are issues with the way these two interact, but I think of it like eating fast food. Is it a little unhealthy? Yeah, but it makes me happy, so I like it anyway. In any case, the masses spoke, and you already know what I'm about to say. The data doesn't lie. They are S tier. Now, if Kinder, the friendship is like fast food, then Winter Watcher, the friendship, is like cold French fries. Also unhealthy, and not even that good. I'm so sorry to all you Winter Watchers out there. Moon is good for Winter, really good for Winter. She helped him overcome a lot of the issues he struggled with, but Winter is not good for Moon, even just as friends. Still, despite their issues, they do have some pretty good moments. Looking at the Book 6 finale, good stuff, so at least they make it into B tier. And the last of the trio is Moonblee. Oh wait, they're not friends. Again,
I am a Winter Watcher guy. I am not.
I swear, Winter's a great character. I mean, he is in S tier here, so that's gotta count for something, right? Okay, I'm done. Moving on, we have Moon and Darkstalker. You know, I don't know if it was because she reminded Darkstalker of Clearsight, or if it was because she was the only one he could talk to while he was trapped, but for some reason, Moon is the only dragon in the second arc that Darkstalker actually seems to care about. There's always this sense of underlying care in their friendship. He helps her with her prophecy, mind-reading powers, saves her life on at least one occasion, and she, in turn, tries her best to be his moral compass. She is like his tether to sanity. So they ended up in low A tier, held back, I think, by the fact that he does withhold some pretty important information from her, and that in the end, he doesn't trust her vision and has to be tricked into eating the strawberry. I didn't actually have this friendship in the ratings, but enough people requested it that it was added in. And on that topic, we interrupt this broadcast to show off some funny suggestions people put in for the rankings. Sky and snails.
Oh my.
Yeah. Hi, I like bread. Okay. Bread and murder basket.
Oh my god.
Blob, Indigo, and
yes, that is amazing. That is amazing. That's S tier.
But Blob is great, so I'll allow it. Kibble and Reader.
Who's Reader?
Oh, Kibble and JMA.
yes.
Wait, you guys. JMA and viewers, that's the best one. That is the S tier friendship for me. That is my OTF, my one true friendship. Okay, back to the official list. We have a friendship I didn't include in the survey, but enough people requested that I had to include it here. Ghibli and Thorn. Definitely also a parent-child dynamic, but a really good one. I love the end of Ghibli's flashback when we see him finally get some positive attention in his life, and he decides he'll be loyal to Thorn forever. It's such a heartwarming scene. Plus, it really is fun to see Ghibli get put in his place from time to time, and Thorn might just be the only dragon alive able to do that. Iconic duo, some of the biggest, coolest brains on the continent, and very deserving of their spot in A. Next up is Turtle and Peril, also really solid friends. When I asked the community about which friendships to include in this list, I think Turtle and Peril were the most mentioned friendship. Neither character really had a solid friend group before Book 8, so when they team up together and actually seem to get along as friends, it's kind of something special. They get into A tier, and I hope we get to see more of them in the future. The sibling pair, Blue and Luna, even if we don't get to see them interact anywhere near as often as I would have liked, because, Luna was kidnapped for the first half of the book, then she was blown off to a different continent for most of the arc, and when she finally did return to the plant zombie who didn't even show up in person, or in Dragon until the epilogue, whatever. Even if we didn't get to see them interact that much, their flashback scenes are really good. They get into A-, despite the fact that we really didn't see much of them together, so yeah, I think that's kind of impressive. In a similar vein, we have Blue and Swordtail, except these two do get page time together. Now, I'll be honest, I was not sold on the friendship between these two at first. Swordtail wanted to be loud and charge in at every opportunity, while Blue was usually just wanting people to be nice to each other. But then we get the flashback scene with them in school, and Swordtail and Luna are watching out for Blue, and I just really like that.
What flashback scene was that?
Fair enough. Next is Cricket.
If anyone knows Which book and which part of that book the friendship that school friendship scene is in? I want to know. Oh, I think it's in book 15, like beginning. So I need to read the epilogue book 15. I mean, prologue. Anyway.
Well, complete opposites who actually get along surprisingly well. They don't try to be funny when they're together, but because of how differently they view the world, I think they do often end up being a pretty funny pair. And between Cricket's brains and Sundu's uncontainable rage, they get the job done, taking a spot at the top of the tier. Okay, back to Pyria, we have Queen and Jerboa 3. Their mutual understanding and respect for one another is what I think drives this friendship. I wonder how many queens Jerboa 3 has interacted with in her time, and how many of them were as chill as Glacier. Probably not many, so these two get A-. Next up is Snowball and Lynx. Can you guess where they ended up? Oh, S tier, you say? What was that? The top of S tier? Dang right they are. These two shoot up to the very tippy top of the rankings, just barely beating out Kinter and the Dragonettes of Destiny. You know, I think Tui just has a knack for writing grumpy, serious Ice Wings paired up with silly, happy bundles of joy. They're just so much fun to watch
Oh
together.
my! It's like
We go
winter
from
and
silly and
Kimberly.
fun to heart-wrenching. The Dusky Freedom friendship developed over the course of about a half of a book, but quickly became one of the most meaningful friendships in the series, I think. It's an exploration of loss, of forgiveness, and of what it truly means to be friends. So yeah, they get A-. Pretty cute and also pretty sad. Yeah, now it's the Ren and Sky duo, the best human dragon combo in this. If you haven't read Dragon Slayer yet, you are missing out. They're pretty fun in books 14 and 15, but they really shine in Dragon Slayer. Just so much fun to watch them be best buds, looking out for each other in the wild, doing silly things, and looking for snails. They are at the very highest position in A tier. I really hope there's a Dragon Slayer 2, and that we get to see more of them and all their silly antics. Our other Dragon Slayer squad is Violet and Daffodil. Now, I'm just going to be upfront and say it. These two are underrated. You put them in B tier and they deserve so much better. I love these two. They're so smart and dedicated and good at what they do. Plus, they're pretty fun with their constant disagreements. But alas, they are humans in a series about dragons, so they are stuck below the rest. And next are Dune and Six Claws, a friendship that really only appears in a single winglet, despite both
Yeah,
characters
there's
existing
mostly
in the series
deserter.
various
That's really only
amounts
dessert.
of page time. It was pretty fun to see Six Claws' backstory and to get a better sense of who Dune was.
For me, the best relationship, Dusky and Freedom. It's just so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. Also, one of the best ships. This might be controversial, but Dusky and Bumblebee. I found this fan art that calls them the problem children of Pyria. They're kind of that, but yeah. Alright.
Unfortunately for them, Byrne was a less than great commander, and they got B tier as well. Okay, rewind it back 2,000 years, and we have Clearsight and Listener. Definitely fun friends to watch, especially with Listener's insistence on never knowing her future. I only wish they'd been able to say a more proper goodbye to one another before it all fell apart. They get into A-. Just like our next friendship, Clearsight and Fathom. Part of the trio, the iconic squad, these two are both such kind, gentle souls. If any pair could have saved Darkstalker's soul, it was these two. Unfortunately, they were forced to save the world instead. And the one other pairing in this group, Darkstalker and Fathom. They had so many great things and so many terrible ones. I mean, Darkstalker enchanted a bell to ring whenever Fathom was feeling sad and lonely, so we would know he needed to go be a good friend, and that's just so cute. But he also turned Fathom's true love into a statue and lied to him about where she went, so that's not cute. At the end of the day, they balanced into B tier. Perhaps in another timeline, they could have been the best of friends. Two animus besties just making the world a better place, but it was not meant to be. And finally, we have what some would refer to as the best friendship in the series. And those people would be entirely wrong. They get F here. The false
guys, false dragonets, best friendship ever. It's so true. They're the best friendship ever. Obviously.
Also were not on this list, but I think almost everyone in the extra section rated them either a 1 out of 10 or a negative number. They're just so toxic. If there was a tier below F, they would be in that one. But there isn't. At least not on this
Yeah,
list.
they're
So
really
here
toxic.
are your official rankings for the community tier list. Which did you agree with? Which did you disagree with? Let everyone know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.
Want to improve the quality of your sleep? The Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed can help. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night, so you can be your best self. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Visit sleepnumber.com to learn more.
Yeah, so remember, best friendship, Dusk and Freedom, or Quinter. Worst, either, I know everybody's a being thing for some reason. Worst, either the False Dragonets, Morrissey, or Blister. I hate Morrissey and Blister because of what they did to the content. They literally ruined it for 20 years, as they said. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, I'm sorry if I didn't, because I wasn't talking that much. I'm sorry if I made it, boring. But I was just fixing one of my Lego sets that's on my desk. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. 25 subscribers is my setup reveal. And 1,000 subscribers is my Q&A. So if you have any questions for me, put them in the comments. And then once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll go through the comments that I sorted through. And I'll probably do a live stream. I'm thinking of doing a live stream since a lot of people do that when they hit 1,000 subscribers. But anyway, goodbye.